What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to Gregory Studios, where we do want to talk about all things creative. My name is Gregory, your awkward yet talented Chingu, and today, guys, I'll be discussing a very important topic. The title is Fear. From fear to courage, transforming limitations to growth. Yes, fear is a huge topic. You want to start that business, you want to start that project, you want to get into that relationship, you want to face, a huge task in front of you. You even want to market your brand or market yourself as an individual. Fear is something that is holding a lot of people back, a lot of creatives back. We need to discuss that, Chingo. Sometimes I get scared, and I know sometimes you get scared as well. So when we discuss this, we'll be able to come up with likable solutions. I'll share my experiences, and yes, drop your experiences in the comments down below as well. All that and more on today's episode. Let's dive right into it. Check it. So you guys, before we are able to discuss why fear is holding us back, we need to understand what fear is in itself. So fear is a natural human emotion that happens when a person senses danger, threat, or risk. It is the body's way of protecting yourself. So the body is sensing like something's about to go wrong, and the body is like protecting you by putting that fear in you, so that you might be able to either control yourself or not jump into that next action. But oftentimes fear serves as a hindrance to a lot of things we want to do, and the mind is already creating scenarios of why things might go wrong even before they go wrong. So fear is also an effect of the environment we are in. If you are in an environment where there's heightened violence and heightened danger, of course your body will want to protect, your mind will want to protect your body from that. So by putting in, so you're thinking about a lot of scenarios that might happen in that heightened environment of violence. It's also an effect of what we consume. So for instance, we are consuming maybe like gory, tragedy, sad stuff online, especially with the way the world is going. We are seeing the world going to war basically from the palm of our hands through our mobile devices. So your body or your mind might create this heightened sense of self whereby it is protecting you from the danger. But when you look around you, when you look at the environment around you, you realize that sometimes a lot of these thoughts are just like a projection of what is happening at large and not what is happening in your immediate environment. And not everybody that walks around you, or not every situation is a situation of violence, but because of your body, your mind, your soul has been predisposed to those thoughts, to those visions, to those visuals, to those things you see on a regular basis online, or even maybe through word of the mouth. You have conditioned yourself to feel like it might happen to you at any day, at any time. And while that might be true in some cases, it often stops people from living, and it often stops people from expressing themselves or doing what they have to do because of the premonition or the thoughts that they might be in danger or they might fail. So now bringing it back to the creative aspect or the business aspect or the basics of what fear does to you. A lot of times, fear tends to incapacitate you. It tends to make you think that something might go wrong even before you attempt, or even before you start to go down that hole or go down that path. Now we're going to be answering some questions. You know how I do it. I'll be answering some questions that will be guiding this conversation moving forward. Now here is a good time, or here is a great time to tell you guys to subscribe. I know we're just starting out in the podcast, but a lot of people that are watching me have not subscribed yet. So please click on that subscription button, so at least you'll be getting updates from me, and comment your thoughts down below. Let me know, let me learn from you as well. So getting right back into the conversation, I have two people behind the camera that their voice might come on when we are having this conversation, because I'm not talking to myself. Basically, I'm talking to two people here, and I'm also talking to you guys. So Fumi and Khadija, their voices might come online, and you guys will be able to hear what they think about the term or the topic of fear itself. So now moving on, we're going to go through the questions. The first here is, in what ways do you think fear quietly controls the decisions people make in life? I feel It's mental. It's an effect of what your mental state is in. Like I said earlier, if you are consuming things that have like negative that are negative, maybe there is violence, there is war, there is sad story, there is true crime stories, there is things that are happening, your mind immediately wants to guide itself against something like that. Your mind immediately goes like, okay, I want to guide myself against something like that. I don't want something like that to happen to me any further. So what does it do? It creates scenarios in your head, or it creates instances in your head where you might be in that situation as well, and at the end of the day you might find out that it is prohibiting you from doing a lot of things you want to do. Before you can have a conversation with somebody like, oh, I'm scared, you've had that conversation in your mind, you've had that conversation with yourself, you've had that conversation within you, you've churned it within you before you're even able to utter it out. And the fact you're having that conversation within you, you're already thinking of scenarios that might have not even happened, or scenarios that you feel like you might find yourself in even when they've not happened. And that causes a type of, a sense of, like withholding yourself from certain situations. For instance, if you've been exposed to maybe accidents, seen accidents that have happened, or seen things that have, that have gone wrong, and you are on the road, you feel like, accidents are happening through motorcycles all the time. Maybe I should not take bike, maybe I should take car, maybe I should not take this, maybe I should take that. So oftentimes this little micro adjustment to our lives, it's changing the course of our decision making over time. So you're making I'm not saying it's inherently wrong to want to protect yourself, but sometimes those situations do not happen, and we make those situations up in our mind. So we make these little tiny adjustments to the way we relate with people, so the way we relate with our day-to-day lives, and when it becomes like a build-up, it ends up in most cases withholding you or stopping you from moving on to the next step. So that's how I think fear quietly controls the decisions people make in life. It starts from the littlest things. It starts from maybe like not choosing to wear red today because you feel red is a sign of, like, it's a sign of bad omen, yeah, like danger. Some people will just see red and be like, I don't like wearing red, not because red is not pretty, but just because they feel like, okay, I've heard from people that when you wear red, or red is a sign of the imminent danger, or red is a sign of catastrophe. I think you get. Some people don't wear black because it makes them feel like they're in mourning. You get what I'm trying to say? So a lot of times it is all about these little micro adjustments we make in our life that culminate into this very big aspect of us making tough decisions that we might not be able to, like these big decisions that we may not be able to take in the long run. What do you think for me?
I just feel people with negative mindsets, like people, maybe they are planning something and that spirit will just come and be like, don't stress yourself, it won't come out nice. That kind of mindset, they already program their mind to negative things, not positive. They are not always positive, they're always negative.
And I think it happens because of, people, because of what people see. Because when you look at a baby now, when you look at children now, children are very audacious. They say what's on their mind. They do what they want to do. They don't see like
They
this
don't even
person
think
is
about it
bad.
before doing
Yeah,
it.
they don't even say this person is bad or this person is good. They just go right for it. If a child sees fire, until it burns them before they feel like, oh, it's hot fire. Or until they see their mother shouting like, don't touch it. And they
They
start
will
to
even
feel like,
still go after.
yeah, because they are curious minded. But over time, the society we find ourselves as found ways to, like, condition us. Because when you go online, first thing you're seeing is bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news. Somebody died, 20 people died, and the news are so outrageous. So they are like, they are so outrageous in the sense that it makes it bigger in our mind than it really is. So imagine you go online and see like 200 people pass away in like a blast or stuff like that. 200 people is a lot of people. You get what I'm trying to say? Like a huge group of people to just be wiped out in an instant. So if that can happen to somebody in an instant, or 200 people in an instant, who am I? You are not in the situation where it's happening. You are not in that. It can happen anytime, any day. Don't get me wrong. But you are not in that situation. But the fact that you've seen it makes you feel like it can happen to you at any time and at any day. So it instills that fear in you. So those little conditioning, little micromanagement, yeah. So now, have you ever realized that fear was the main reason you delayed or avoided something important? Yes, for me, in a lot of situations, it has happened to me. So I'm not going to say, oh, okay, never, never, ever. Yes, it has happened to me. In some situations, I wanted to do some stuff, and then I just feel overwhelmed by it. I remember when I wanted to make my first short movie. Basically, I had no experience in making any movies. I was like making a short movie. I want to make a movie. Like, people that are doing it don't have two heads, right? They don't have two heads. They're like, they have one head and they're thinking. I should be able to think with something. I didn't have any recording device. I don't even have a camera. I didn't have a microphone. So I went online how to make a first film and all of that. And then I just felt like, I'll need to get mic. I'll need to get this. Then I now started seeing like the perfect version of people's films. Do you understand? I go online, I see Funke Akindele has dropped a film, Kemi Adetiba has dropped a film, Kunle Afolayan has dropped it. These are perfect, perfect films that have been made. And I'm like, I'm just starting out. Like, there is no way I'm going to create something that at least it's going to take. So the thought of the fact that it is already cumbersome, it is already overwhelming, it was already making me feel like, nah, I should not do this. I should not go into it. And for years, I kid you not, for years, I was unable to do anything regarding filmmaking. I just love writing stories, but I was not able to like translate those stories into films because I just felt like, it's going to take a lot of mental power, a lot of this thing. If I get into it, what will people say? Like, you're wasting your time. Is this what you want to do? You're not getting any younger. Resources, I don't even have the finances. Where am I going to start from? And that day, it was like in the middle of, maybe 1 June or one, yeah. My sister was like, this YouTube thing people are doing, so you can do this, yourself. I've always been a fan of DIY, so she just said, you can just open your YouTube and just start. I was like, well, let's see that. And all of a sudden, I just opened the YouTube. Like, I didn't know what to post on it because I already had like a personal account that I just watched videos from. But I was like, let me just open it. I didn't know what to post on it. My sister was not like, okay, do you know what? Let's do something funny that will just engage people. So my very first video on YouTube was just like me and my sister just playing a word game. And I just told people on my WhatsApp, like, I've opened a YouTube channel. Oh, you guys can like if you want to like. Oh, just like help me out here. Oh. And me and my sister have filmed it. I had like a bit of video editing skills. I edited it on my phone. I was using a Redmi Note 9 at that point in time that was already failing. So I edited it on my phone and I posted it. The visual quality was horrible. The audio quality was horrible. I just posted it. And a lot of people were so receptive. I was not like, why was I panicking in the first place? Like, people were, of course, I had like side eye, but I realized that at the end of the day, the side eye was in my mind. I was the one giving myself the side eye in my mind, like, you are weird for doing this. But people that I did not talk to, my friend's friend at that point in time just commented. I was like, oh, so this person even found it on their FYP and they were able to watch it and stuff like that. And it was incredible. And then I thought, like, if I could do this and I'm not stressed, let me just try doing a short film. Mind you, I don't have, my phone's camera was horrible. It was grainy. And my sister was using a Samsung S10 then. She had saved tooth and nail to get that phone. And she was taking care of that phone like egg. She didn't want it to break. She didn't want anything to happen to it. I was like, Miriam, do you know what? Give me your phone. And she's always on her phone. I was like, just give me your phone, let me record. She was like, nah, like, like, now, sibling stuff, right? My sister is always supportive, but sibling stuff, like, my phone, you should be doing a lot of things with it. Like, I saved everything, space and all of that. I saved to buy this phone. She now said, you know what? The only time she was not using her phone was very early in the morning because many times she works overnight, she writes. So in the morning, she takes a nap, she sleeps, right? And I said, do you know what? While you're sleeping, just give me like 2 hours. 2 hours. I'll use your phone and I'll return it. She was like, no, what? No, Wala. As long as I don't see you maltreating my phone and I'm asleep, you can do whatever it is you wanted to do. And I had like a short idea in my mind. I was like, how can I figure this out within 2 to 3 minutes? I said, okay, no wala. And then I just started doing, I started one, like at one point in time, and I was just moving, doing this, doing this, doing that. And I was like, wow, this is actually interesting. In my mind, I was thinking of how it would go. I was just using a phone. Oh, imagine me going inside a room. I'll take the phone, record it, come back outside, carry the phone, put another angle, record it, take the phone again, put another angle, record it. So it can look like I have 3 different camera angles. It was really ridiculous. I think my mom and my dad had gone to work. My younger brothers were, one was in school, the other one was here. They were in school. So it was just me and my sister at home. So I was able to just do my shenanigans, not feel embarrassed, not feel anything. I edited it straight up on my Redmi, and then I uploaded it. And when I uploaded it, I was like biting my nails, like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And at the end of the day, people were like, wow, you're creative, you are doing this. But mind you, so that I could give myself like a soft launching, I was telling people like, I shot it on my phone, oh, so don't come for me, oh. So I was telling people like, don't come for me yet, oh, so that I could just, give myself like a soft ground, so that people will not be too harsh on their criticism of me. So after that, it was just like, I can do anything. Yeah, I can literally do anything. And mind you, I had 0 naira. I had no money with me. I was at home. I basically, I was trying to figure myself out. I just graduated from the uni. I was at home. I was trying to figure myself out. Like, what's next? What's next for me? So fear had actually played a huge role for denying me for doing those stuff for years. And I remember that when I was in school, I had these thoughts as well. But I was just like, in school, if I do this, what will people say? How would I do this? Where's the money? Where's all of that? And I had the resources in school. Because in school you could film using any building in school. Nobody will stop you. You're a student, you have your ID card. Do you understand? You're not causing uh, any problems, and students will want to join you because it's something they are seeing like, oh, it's creative. I want to be a part of this, right? I had the resources in school, but I overlooked all of that, what I actually needed for what I wanted. And in the long run, it's really played a huge role. And that's just like a little bit of things that fear has affected. It affects a lot of things, maybe friendships, even relationships, even starting a business out. When I wanted to start my first business out, so it was crazy like that for me. I wanted to open a store in school because I was really dirt broke in school. I had no money. I had to reach out to a lot of people like, okay, I want to open a store in school. How can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do that? And I was really, really scared. I put it off for a long time until a few of my friends are like, you can just go for it, you can just do this. So sometimes it takes a little bit of push from the people around you for you to be able to see that what you're actually scared of is not something physical, it's just something mental, something you've made up in your mind. People are going to talk. Who are those talking? Or are you the one thinking that this person might talk? Are you the one thinking that this person might actually have a notion or an idea of you? Because to be honest, everybody's battling their own problems. Nobody's thinking about you. I think it is so self-serving to think like you are the top of everybody's mind at every time. No, 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 no. You are not. Basically, you are just an average Nigerian person trying to just make it work. And if you just view yourself as someone who has a vision and a goal, and you are not looking at yourself as someone who is like a celebrity in people's minds, I think it's going to make it even easier and easier and clearer for you to be able to get over that fear. So I'm going to ask Khadija this next question before I say my own part. The question is, why do you think so many people stay in situations they are unhappy instead of pursuing something better? So like there's a situation that they are unhappy with, but they are not going to pursue something better out of fear. So why do you think people remain in situations like that?
Personally, I think it's fear of the unknown. Some people have this notion that where they are going is not going to be better than where they are, and they just
Mm,
want to remain there. Basically, fear of the unknown. And instead of just going out there, even the Yorubas have this saying. Let me just try to paraphrase it: the devil you've known for a very long time is better than the angel that you're looking forward to
mm-hmm.
seeing. that is
Yeah.
coming. So people just tend to remain where they are because they have this belief that there's no assurance that something better is out there. So they're just going to make do with everything that they have at that moment.
Mm. See, you have said it's the best because a bird at hand is more than a thousand in the bush. What you have in your hand, people feel like, yes, the fear of the unknown, the fear of like where they are is the best option they have because they've seen what's worse out there. What people are failing to see is that there's better out there as well. But the mind is conditioned to think of the worst aspect of it. So some people, for instance, now you're in a toxic friendship or a toxic relationship, you feel like at least he still buys me clothes, he still buys me shoes, he still buys me bags.
Even after beating me, you
Yes,
still
even
tell me sorry.
yes, even after giving me the beating of my life, you will still tell me sorry. What if the next person I meet beats me and does not even tell me sorry? At least the one that is telling me sorry is better than the one that will not tell me sorry, right? Fear, the fear that what is out there is not better than what you have now is killing a lot of people. It could even be a job. It could be at a job. Maybe you feel like, this job is at least it's paying. Is tọrọ kọ́bọ̀ ṣá ń wọlé. This small change is coming in. If I leave, there's no job. There's a lot of because you go on the news, you go on social media, unemployment. You see people around you, unemployed. You jajarisha, you that you just saw like a bit of opportunity. You're thinking like, if I leave, I'm not going to find. Why is it that we are conditioning ourselves to think like we are not going to get better or we are not going to get any thing, any option that is better than the one we already have? Why are we not thinking like, if I leave here, I'm going to get a new one? If I leave here, I'm going to get another job that is better. If I leave this relationship that this guy is beating me left and right, there's someone out there that is going to treat me like a princess. Why are we not thinking about the positive aspects? Why are we thinking about the negative aspects? And why do we stay in situations whereby it undermines our values, it undermines ourselves, it diminishes us, it makes us feel small, it makes us feel disgusted or you feel disgusted. In fact, in situations whereby you are in maybe like unhappy situations, maybe someone said something to you and you could have a better comeback. For instance, now like you could just explain yourself, or maybe you are being falsely accused, you could better explain yourself, but you are not doing that out of fear of like what
They won't listen to me or they won't
they
believe
won't
you.
believe you. Why are we thinking of the other end of the spectrum, the negative end of the spectrum, and not the positive end? Because when we look out there, the positive and the negatives exist. So it's either one or the other. So why are we not talking about the other one? Why are we talking about the one that gives us the worst possible outcome? That is something that is very fascinating. And like she said, fear of the unknown. That is why it's good to search for knowledge. It's good to expose yourself to ideas and search for possibilities, search for knowledge. Because I feel like if you understand that there are other aspects, there are other outcomes that are good for you, it is also an option. It is in your subconscious that it is also an option. Some people would almost die before they take an action to, do you understand, to free themselves from an unhappy situation. Maybe the job that they are working at, or the job they have, the job where they are currently is giving them hell. They are working, they are not resting. The boss is a mean person, always talking down on them, always making them feel devalued. Always, the pay is not great, and their health is declining. They are working hours on end. They are not going to give themselves that grace to actually move to look for a better job, or to look for things that are online, or even look at things around them that could give them opportunities that are better than the one they currently are in. So a lot of it's just crazy when I think about it in the grand scheme of things, how we are able to just choose one aspect of the spectrum and ignore the other aspects of the spectrum. If people are actually aware of other solutions, of other ideas, seeing that there are my friend's job boss is treating her better. Her boss is talking nicely to her like a human being. She's having flexible hours. If she says I'm sick, like I can't go to work today, and she's actually sick, her boss is not going to be like by fire by force, you have to show up, you have to do this or you get fired. Or if there's flexibility, there's humanity, there's humane situations and conditions, if people are exposing themselves to more of that, the other spectrum is not going to matter as much. So keeping yourself equipped, knowledge is power, basically. To know that there's another option that is better than what you currently have is also power. So I agree totally with what Khadija said. It's the best explanation she could have given. The fear of the unknown. So I'm going to go to the next question here. Um, can fear slowly become a habit or mindset if someone doesn't challenge it? What do you think for me?
Yes, it can. Just for it's always a problem for them to kickstart something. They will just be afraid that
It becomes their way of life.
yes, like it's so their life is just programmed that way. Like they're always afraid. Just if some people to even make call, they'll be like, ah, what if the person does not even buy what I'm going to tell him? What if he doesn't even believe me? Their life is just programmed to be afraid.
What do you think is it? What do you think is the cause?
Some comes from maybe from home, maybe a kind of child that I'm not saying maybe the family, the parent doesn't like him or her, like they don't listen to him. Maybe he always come last in class or that kind of treatment, or maybe maybe they have three kids, then they like let's no not three two, but they give one a princess treatment and the other one maybe because he's the elder sister or whatsoever, they don't give her attention, him or her attention. So she's always alone, always within herself, like she doesn't have someone to express
Ourselves.
herself to. So that person, even if the person graduates from secondary school to university, she will always be alone, like afraid of interacting
With
with
people.
people out there. So that kind of person, it will be so hard for them to kickstart something, always afraid. So sometimes it comes from background like family, maybe in school as well,
Yeah,
from
influence,
upcoming.
peer
Yeah,
pressure. So sometimes it
yes,
starts from childhood, maybe
yes.
personal experiences, childhood trauma. Maybe you're in a household where the parents don't even love
Of
each other.
like you,
They don't even like
where
each other.
then the
There's
parents
just
is going to
hate.
affect
There's just hatred in the household. The mother is always screaming at the father. The father is always beating the mother.
and
The
transfer
children,
aggression.
yeah, transfer aggression to the children. There is no happiness. There is no joy. There is no love.
It can
So
actually become
in
a
homes like,
permanent.
yes, in homes like that, some people actually project that on the family they are going to have. So they either go for men or women that looks like their mother or that acts like their mother, because that's the only thing they are used
Used
to.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why you see some people who maybe like have abusive fathers, abusive parents. They tend to go for men who are like more domineering, more
Yeah.
abusive. Do you understand? Because that's what they are
They are used to.
accustomed to. So if they see somebody that is maybe like soft and they feel the person has ulterior motive, because why are you being kind to me? Like, why are you being nice to
That
me?
means you
Like,
need something from me,
yes, you need
or
something
yeah.
from me. Like, why are you being happy
So
and so
nice. You
nice?
don't know me from anywhere.
Like,
So why would you just
exactly,
be so nice to me?
to me. So it used to give them the mindset like, it's not as if they chose it, but because of what they have been used to, at the end of the day, it becomes their way of life.
Yes,
It becomes
permanently.
how they make decisions and all of that. Sometimes when not even some people might even come from a good
A happy
household,
home
happy home, but the peers they put themselves
into.
with can deter them. So let's say you have like a very lovely mother and father, your siblings are quite all right, but in school you have these peers, maybe the kind of people you move with are the
Or
people
maybe
who,
students that they bullied when they were in school.
yeah, people who have
Yeah,
been bullied in
bullied.
school,
Yes.
yes, who were bullied back then. They used to have this low sense of self because they don't
Yeah.
see themselves as high. There's just something that just defeats them. They
Themselves.
make themselves seem
Small.
small. And I've come across people whereby you they are not confident in saying what is
Like
on their
that one.
mind. They're not confident in saying what they want to. So, for instance, and I'm not trying to exclude myself. I used to be a very people pleaser. I used to be a people pleaser back in time. Yes, back in. I still feel it's a part of me now because I don't like to harm people or hurt people or try to say things that will make them feel. So I just try to avoid situations sometimes by not even talking about it. So sometimes it affects me now, but I think I've grown over the time. Back then, even some people I know, so that peace can reign. They will not say what is on their mind. They will not pursue what's on their mind. Some people, you just be like, and I have a friend, I won't say a friend, maybe like an acquaintance that has this very strong personality. If she wants black, every other person around her wants, we should have black. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Let's say I want to buy a bag now, and she's like, I like this black bag. Every other person should be able to get that black bag. I've seen somebody that will be like, I don't like black bag, but you see it in the way but they will just make themselves small to just be accepted. Yeah, to be accepted. So sometimes it's not about a financial issue or about a childhood trauma. It's just about courage, being confident to talk about, express yourself. So the fear to express oneself is also something that is very, very terrible. You see some people, they are not able to talk about what it is they want to put it. They're not able to talk about what they want, how they feel, any of those things.
What they see, they will not even be able to
They won't
express
be able
it.
to
They'll be like,
express it at
let me just keep
all.
it to myself.
Yeah, it happens to me sometimes. So when, like, let's say there's a very uncomfortable conversation I'm supposed to have with somebody I really care about here, and I just feel like, maybe I've brought up a situation before and they've just like brushed it off, or maybe it has turned into a fight, or they've it turned to a fight, maybe not a full-on fight though, but like fights that we are not talking to one another, or maybe they're just tension. When a situation arises like that, similar to that, I just tend to just keep quiet and not address it. And oftentimes it's horrible, because not addressing it is like you are building up resentments. You are building up a kind of resentment that is even terrible, because it's going to take a very small thing and you just explode. You won't be able to keep it in any longer. So I've tried as much as possible to make everything like jocularly, like jokingly. And I realized that when I started making myself small so that other people can feel big and feel comfortable, I realized that it was affecting a lot of my self-confidence. It was even affecting how I dressed. I'd like to dress down so that I don't take up a lot of space. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I don't like dressing down is like wear dark colors, because I don't want to just walk. Yeah, I don't wear flashy stuff. I don't want people to just look at me and be like, what's she all about? I just want it to be invisible. I didn't want to be in people's faces or in people's top of your mind. I did not want to be that. So it was really, really difficult for me. But once I was able to realize that the people you are making yourself feel small for, they don't
They
care.
don't care.
To you, they don't even think about you. You're not top of
They
their
don't even know
mind.
you exist.
Basically, they say whatever they want to say and they just move on, and you get to deal with the rest of it. So in that situation, and I realized that, okay, and I'm very ambitious. I have ambitions. I'm like, if I want to become ambitious, and I want to, is Mike picking?
Yes.
Yes. If I'm ambitious and I want to become this and this and that, do you understand? I have to put myself in situations whereby I need to talk, I need to discuss, I need to interact with people. I cannot just be a hermit all my life. I've always been someone who's ambitious. And for you to be ambitious, like you want to get this done, you want to make this project work, you want to do this, it's very difficult for you to keep yourself small or keep yourself hidden. You have to express, yes, what's in your mind or what's on your mind. I just make that decision, like, you know what, even if I'm going to bite myself in the room later, like, I should have not said this, or I hit myself in the, I'm at least going to say what I'm going to say, but I'll make sure I'm at least kind with my words or kind in my delivery. But whatever it is on my mind, I will say it. So, and that has helped greatly. That's helped greatly, but it's still a work in progress. Still a work in progress. So yeah, that's something. Now, um what is one powerful step someone can take to start breaking free from this invisible cage? What do you think?
Just go for it. Like whatever you have in mind, like if you feel like doing something, just go for it. Like just like what she said, challenge it. Like challenge yourself now. I do what if even if they are going to abuse me, victimize me or downgrade me, just know like you've achieved what you plan to do. Just go for it. Like challenge yourself.
And I also noticed something like, if you don't say what's on your mind, it will
You
weigh,
to be
it will,
heavy.
yeah, it
You
will
will
feel
feel
heavy.
heavy.
Like you feel sad, you feel heavy, you cry
You
alone.
feel on edge, like
Yes, you feel unloved, you feel a lot of
you
things.
feel
You think of scenarios, especially as a woman.
yes.
For men, I don't know if I'm not trying to generalize, but
Yeah.
for the men I know in my lives, that in my life, not as if I have one that one life, but for the men I know in my life, they tend to take things lightly. Do you understand? They tend to take is nothing. I know it might weigh on their mind, but their outlook on life in general, especially my dad, his outlook on life is more like just life is temporary. It's no, there's no. My dad is a very sweet. I want the honor to interview him one day, so you can just hear from him. Like it's like a well of wisdom, basically. So it's just like it's no. Life is not. It's not something you take difficult. Yeah, it's not that deep. You should just need to calm down. But me, I'll be like, how is not that deep? I have this thing to say on my mind. It's affecting my day. It's affecting how I relate with people. It's affecting what I say. It's affecting how I feel. It's affecting how I sleep. It's not normal. It's psychological. It's something that is crazy, right? So I feel one way to do that is to say what's on your mind. And you realize that there comes a relief. In fact, when you are saying it, don't your body might be shaking. You might be having that
So you
fear.
might
Like,
even be crying at that moment.
you might be having that fear like, if I say this thing, I don't know the outcome. And when the outcome comes, you'll be like, sure, no, Lily, like, is that all? Like, the outcome is it's so after hardship comes ease, yeah. So there's always that relief at the end of the day. And when I say what's on your mind, I'm not saying, because my husband will say delivery also matters. It's not as if you want to say what's on your mind and you are cursing somebody's family out. So I'm not all for violence, but saying what's on your mind, like expressing yourself. Sometimes you feel like what you want to say at that point in time might be harsh or might be heavy. Sometimes I'll have to recalibrate in my head, like, okay, if I say it this way, this person might feel bad, or this person might feel this way, or it might even escalate the situation. So I will just try as much as possible to make it as eloquent as possible.
As respectful.
Yes, and respectful. So now, if you now decided from your own end that you don't want to take it as respectful as
All the
possible,
best.
you want to, then that's your problem. It's no longer my problem because I've already said what I had to say.
And your
I'm
mind
about
is
to
free.
listen to you. My mind is free. But if you want to take it's notch further and be crazy about it, then that is your problem. Because me, I will not engage. So a lot of times, fear to be able to challenge this fear, you have to be able to say what's on your mind,
Express yourself.
express yourself, and you have to be confident. You cannot solve a courage issue with money. You cannot solve a courage issue with violence. You cannot solve a courage issue by any other thing aside from courage.
Confidence.
There are some things that you just need to do, that you just need to be courageous about. If you are not courageous about it, it's and courage does not mean you have to be like Superman or Wonder Woman, or you have to put in that armor and be doing pew pew like Spider-Man. No. I'm not talking about the grandiose heroism or being like okay, I'm the Alpha and Omega, I need to be helpful. I'm talking about the courage of actually realizing how you feel, understanding how you feel, able to translate that into words and into action. That is what I'll say about that. Guys, you know, I'm always bringing you good, great deals. I want to talk about Designer. Designer is a fashion brand that creates and produces a lot of beautiful fashion accessories, ranging from veils to beautiful outfits. You saw the outfit I wore in the last episode. Designer made it. This one I'm wearing right now, it's from Designer. Designer has lovely accessories, lovely outfits for your everyday use, handmade with love, and they have very fast delivery as well. You're going to love it. So yeah, you can call their number, reach out to them directly. They're going to talk to you directly through WhatsApp, through Instagram, through TikTok. Designer is for you. Ad Genius Hub. Ad Genius Hub is a marketing agency. They have lovely offers for you. They're going to convert your business to actual money. They're going to make customers knock on your door and ask you, what jazz are you using? Because Ad Genius Hub has the solution to take your business to the next level. They are going to make you make that money, get you the customers you want, convert your leads from actual clients to cash. So your clients are not sure what they're going to get from you. Your social media signaling is bad, or positioning is bad. Ad Genius Hub can fix all of these things for you. They're a digital marketing firm that has all your solutions for your marketing needs. So contact Ad Genius today. You can go to adgeniushub.com.ng to make more inquiries. Thank you very much. And let's continue. All right, guys, so we're back. Now, I have more questions here. One of the questions here is, why do people fear failure more than the possibility of success? I have an idea. I think because failure hurts. The fact that you don't get what you want hurts. And success is not enough, because human wants is endless. Once we have something, we always want something else. One of the basic rules of economics 101. Let's say I want to get a Samsung S10 Plus, and I'm striving so hard to get the Samsung S10 Plus. Once I get that Samsung S10 Plus, if I use it for maybe like 1 year, 2 years, there's now Samsung S22. I'll be like, this one too it has more added features, right? You won't think about the time you were striving for the Samsung S10 Plus. Now you're thinking of striving for the next step, the step beyond. So I feel people fear failure more because of the pain failure brings, the pain that comes with failure, and the glamour that comes with success. And people fear failure because failure is easily accessible than success. So if you want to be successful, you have to suffer it. There's no pain, no gain. You have to go through the in and outs to be able to get to that success. But for failure comes to you even without you trying. Failure is readily available at every corner. And I won't even call it failure. I feel like it's just stumbling blocks. It's just like blocks that, would help you build your character, would help you build your business, would help you build your identity, would help you navigate life. Failure is readily available and it's easily accessible. A lot of people just go crazy, when they don't get things they want. It hurts them, but you can't go through life without failure. You have to fail at least a lot of times so that you can be able to build your character, build your morals, build your identity, build your brand, build your business, understand better. Failure is, I won't even necessarily call it failure. I'll call it like, those stumbling blocks or those parameters that are needed for you to be able to develop, because there's nothing you want to get in this life that you will not go through at least a level of pain to get it. So people that say, I want success without pain, yes, there's success without pain, but it's because of you've been able to understand your failures and you've been able to learn from those failures. That's why success now feels like, once it comes to you, it does not carry that weight as much as it should. So that's my own thoughts, guys. You can put yours in the comment down below. What do you think, Khadija?
I think earlier we established the fact that people have wired their mindsets to always feel like they're going to fail anytime they try to do anything. So it's just them thinking about, oh, failure, 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 instead of, no, don't get me wrong. Some people actually think they romanticize the success this thing, but what they do is what actually happens, because I'm speaking from experience now, is that when you consume a lot of content, you want to do something and you've gone to social media, you've seen people who are already doing this thing very well. You just feel like, oh, if you try to do it this way too, which you cannot, obviously, you know you're definitely going to fail. So that thought of not being as perfect as those people you are looking at is what is making people romanticize failure.
Yeah, so the thing is this. I think once you see, for instance, now you see somebody driving a Lamborghini on your FYP, your Instagram FYP, and you go like, fine, lovely car. I want a Lamborghini as well. This is my dream car, yada yada yada. And then you look at your bank account and it stares at you like, bro, you can only afford Gary for the next 1 hour. Not even for the next one day. You can only afford Gary for the next 1 hour. And if you don't even get that Gary going in the next 1 hour, charges will come out from this money. So the success seems so big that you feel like, I'm so far. It feels so far away that like I do, this is so difficult to get, so you toil, and anything that does not equate to that Lamborghini feels like a failure. Anything that does not equate to that, because the goal is the Lamborghini, right? So even if you get a Toyota, the latest Toyota, it does not equate to that Lamborghini. In fact, if you get maybe like a very good Nissan, family car Nissan, or you get maybe like a Sienna, a very good Sienna, you might be like, it does not equate to that Lamborghini. But that Sienna you have, a lot of people would die for. A lot of people will be like, God, just give me this Sienna. Let me use to do Uber so that I can at least make ends meet. God, this Sienna, I can be using it to deliver goods for people. This Sienna, I can do this and do that. But you, it is not the Lamborghini, so that's not the goal. And then it becomes heavy. The fact that you've not gotten that Lamborghini becomes heavy. Then those fails will culminate in a way that it will rewire your brain to feel like, maybe I can never even get that Lamborghini. Maybe I can't get that Lamborghini. And once you get that Lamborghini, you immediately get that Lamborghini. It's going to be like the high, the peak, the adrenaline rush. Yeah, you're going to be so excited. You're going to drive it, take it for a spin. But like every high, there's always a low. And once you finish that adrenaline rush, you've been able to experience the Lamborghini, there's always a nosedive. Now that Lamborghini in 3-4 years will now be looking like the Toyota that you hated. Yes, it will be feeling like the Camry. I'm not saying it will be looking like, don't get me wrong, because Lamborghini is a fancy car, but it's going to be feeling like that Nissan you hated 4 years back. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because you've exhausted it, you've taken it out for a spin, you've shown it to your friends, you've used it. You've gone on a race with it, you've gone on a spin with it, you've taken it shopping. People have gone like, ooh, I love your car. It's so monotonous. Then you fall back to your baseline character, your baseline feeling like, what's next? And what's next cannot be lower than a Lamborghini. What's next is higher. It's going to be bigger than that Lamborghini. I think you get what I'm trying to say. So success then feels, it's not, is it big or it feels small? Feels basic, because your success was that Lamborghini. Now that Lamborghini, you've exhausted it, it has come down to your baseline character, so it feels small.
You're now craving for something.
Yeah, you have craving for something else, because the human want is endless. Please let me check if my mic is speaking. It is speaking like this. Okay. The human want is endless, so it just drives you crazy at the end of the day. And let's not even talk about fancy cars. Let's talk about even iPhone is crazy, because people are going crazy for just a change in shape, which is just another talk for another day.
You're wrong. You're not right. It's not only changing shape.
Change in shape and what?
There's a lot.
Like-
but then there's nothing you can say to convince a Samsung
iPhone
user. No,
No.
a Samsung user that
Let
iPhone
me
is better.
let me tell you something. It's not even sorry, we digress. So it's not even a iPhone issue and a Samsung issue. Even before I got to start using Samsung, I've used a lot of other
Androids.
Android products. I've used Redmi, I've used Techno. I use Techno Camon 20 for like a lot of time. Mine is all about the functionality, what purpose it serves me. Do you understand? And my budget. That's what I'm looking at. So I'm not looking at if this is bigger or this is smaller or this is fancier. Even when I got my phone, I digress, guys, but I just want to clarify. Even when I got my phone, I got it with the notion of like, okay, I don't have a camera yet. I don't have a huge box to spend on a lot of money yet. So I saved up and I was able to get a Samsung S10 Plus. That Samsung S10 Plus I got, I've been treating it like egg, like this. And before I got that Samsung S10 Plus, I had a friend who was selling phone and said, do you know what? Use this XR first. Was it XR? Yes. Or XS. I'm not sure. It was X. X. Use it first and tell me how you enjoy it. I felt like, oh, iPhone X, okay. The camera is great as well. And this and this and that. But I was just hitting limitations left and right as an Android user. I cannot share files to you easily. I had to be carrying the power bank up and down. I was looking at everybody else with iPhone X and they were holding the power bank and cord up and down because the battery life was not that great. I cannot share charger with my dad. Why won't I be able to share charger with the people around me? Because I know that some of my family members carry charger around. Me, I like to carry lights. My bag, I like my bag to be very small and portable. So I could not share charger. I had to get my own personal charger, and it was pricey. It was pricey than normal Android charger that I could just get off the roadside. You understand? So everything was not just working for me, and it was making me less functional. So I had to return the phone and be like, do you know what? Thank you for the opportunity to use an iPhone. I think it's the only time I'm going to use it now. I don't know in the future, but I needed to just get something that works for what I wanted at that point in time. Do you get? And I chose S10 Plus because my sister was using an S10, and S10 Plus adds a camera upgrade than my sister's one. So that's the only reason why I got it. So if you say you are trying to convince if iPhone creates another phone like tomorrow, and it beats whatever Samsung has to offer right now, it beats it hands down. I'm able to use it, I'm able to share, I'm able to do this, I'm not stressed. I don't have to do any, and I have the budget for it. Why not? So it's not about like I'm loyal to this guy, but for now Samsung is just killing it for me. And when did I even start using Samsung? So I'm not even a seasoned person using Samsung. I know somebody that use the but we're just upgrading. Nah, I'm not chained to that lifestyle. So no. Back to the question. So how much does society contribute to our fear of embarrassment or rejection? You see, a lot of people that do cho, that talk, they just talk without thinking, because it's different from expressing your mind. I'm talking about talk without thinking. They don't know that their words sometimes affect the people around them. So let me paint a case scenario for you. There was this time I was in school, I was still in uni then, and then this girl just was in class and she showed us a picture. So I just looked at the picture and there was no problem with the picture. It was a very pretty lady. She was wearing a blue jean, a tight blue jean, a white round neck, just like you are doing now for me. To be honest, right now. So there was two sets before us. They were doing their passing out parade. Is it passing out parade? Sign out. I said passing out parade. Sorry, they were doing their sign out, and in Nigeria, your sign out is 1 week. You use white tees, people sign out on you. So she was taking a picture with someone who was signing out, but she was dressed with blue jeans and white. And people were laughing at the picture. Basically, my own brain is so I don't know. I won't say small. My own brain is so
pure.
So is it pure the word? Because sometimes I'll be saying some crazy stuff, but my brain is just wired to see something positive or something neutral. I'm not going to look at something for something terrible. So my brain is just wired to look at, okay, what's this neutral stuff? And I was just looking at the picture and I was looking at that smile and I was like, she's pretty, like there's no problem. And somebody was telling me like, don't you see the jeans she's wearing? When you wear underwear and the like tights under your jean, it gives this line. So that round line shape on her thigh. So that's what those girls were looking at and laughing at. Like, why would she be wearing something like that on that jean? And to me, I feel like it's not a problem because me too, I can wear it on that jean. You don't get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't think it's a problem. I was wondering, like, is this something people get laughed at for? Are people getting laughed at for wearing underwear? I don't get what is happening. So I was asking the girl, like, what's going on? Like, why is it funny? Like, why are you guys laughing? And she was telling me, it's jean now. You wear something smaller that will not give the line. And I'm like, okay, is this what people are wearing? I'm just like, it's silly, right? Like, you guys are not serious. It's just, you guys are just catching cruise on somebody's. But do you know that anytime I now wanted to wear jean after that, so that I don't fall in this situation whereby someone gets to laugh at me, I don't wear anything that will show lines. I don't see. It is so terrible that, like, once I finish dressing up, I will now turn to my sister. I'll be like, "Oh, there is no straps showing.
Are you seeing anything?
Are you seeing anything? Oh, I'm good. Oh, there is no strap." She's like, "What's your?" And my sister is very blunt. She's like this middle child, blunt person. She's also like, "What's your problem? You're giving me You're not even stressing yourself. You're stressing me because you're just turning your butt towards me and asking me to examine for what reasons." So she's always stressed out. Like, what's going on? Every single time. To the extent that I feel like, you know what, instead of me to just start stressing out, I'm just wearing big palazzos that has padding. And when as a female on your period, there's no how you want to, especially if you're using menstrual pads, you will not want to use wear something that is tight. So on my periods, I layer my underwear so that you layer severally so that you don't show those lines. Just from the fact that I saw two stupid girls laughing about somebody wearing, and I've been so conscious. And the crazy thing is, like, at that point in time, I didn't see it as anything seriously. And I was even telling them that you guys are laughing at something so stupid, like it's just so silly. Like, what are you laughing at?
You're going to take it serious.
At that point in time, I did not even take it serious. But you see, the next time I was going to wear a jean, I had flashbacks. I was like, oh my god, that could be me. That could be me in that picture, and somebody's laughing at me for wearing tights under jeans. Guys, don't laugh at me in the comments. I'm going to go berserker, you guys. I'm kidding. But anyways, so those are little things. So that's even small. Now imagine what we are seeing on social media today.
For example, that Akwa Ibom, that Ibom flight, that lady. I think the flight attendant was maybe she complained because of her phone or something. Then she was complaining about her wig, blah blah blah. The next thing they stripped her naked.
They stripped her naked. See, people have stopped treating other humans.
I've not
as
seen
humans.
that lady online ever since. Ever since, have you seen her? I've not seen her.
And you know
online
the
ever
crazy
since.
thing is, like, people are so desensitized to it. If it was like, let's say 10-15 years back, it
Yeah.
is going to be a taboo.
Like serious
why
one.
a serious taboo? Like, why the hell do we even have
And
that on
other
social media?
the opposite gender was right there. They were even dragging
Even went
her
as far as people started using her picture
as sticker.
Yes. 10-15 years ago, it's going to be a taboo for it to even be on anybody's screens. Do you know what they used to censor back then? Do you know how many songs were censored back in early 2000s just because of they said maybe like a foul word?
language.
They don't play it on radios. They don't do anything. Now they are dancing to it like crazy people. I'm not saying people that are dancing to those kind of songs are terrible or bad, but I'm just saying, the grand scheme of things is like there's just so much degeneracy on social media, so much lack of there's no class. Lack of class. I don't know.
I don't care attitude.
Yeah, lack of class.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, and it's very, very crazy. I'm not saying I'm very classy myself, because of course everybody has their downsides, but the kind of things we see and consume inadvertently have an effect on our psyche, on what we do. Back then, there are some things that, okay, let's even keep morality, because morality is a huge debate, right? Let's even talk about the violence we see. Somebody behead someone, you cut it and put it on social media. Somebody is violent towards another person, you cut it and put it on social media. I know these things raise awareness, but there's no censorship anymore. There is no like viewers' discretion is advised anymore. Just put it out there. Not even for the fact that you want to create awareness because you want to cash out on Twitter's money, or because you want people to talk, because you want to be like the hot thing. You want to trend. Clout is a drug and it's killing people. And when you see, do you know how many times people have been like murked on X just for saying their mind? Just for saying what's on your mind, you've been murked. And we are taught, like, in Nigeria we have freedom of speech, but what would you tell somebody who is now scared when their freedom after speech is not guaranteed? There's freedom of speech, but freedom after speech is never guaranteed. What will you tell people when they're now scared of that, to tell their mind? You now say, people are not talking about this, people are not talking out about this, because people have spoken about it and they've been murked online, they've been yelled at online, they've been bullied online, their whole life has been uprooted just because of they wanted to voice an opinion. I'm going to add a controversial aspect to it. Look at this girl that accused somebody of sexual assault. What's the girl name? Mirabelle. Yes, this Mirabelle issue. I'm not trying to ride on the coattails of that clout, but I'm just trying to use that as an example. Mirabelle lied about something, right? Yeah.
Mirabelle, has it even been confirmed as a lie?
Yeah, it
Well, it
has.
has been as
She
it.
came out herself and said,
She came out and said that
yes.
yeah, she said it's a
She came
lie,
out herself.
and she
Okay.
apologized. Yeah. So Mirabelle lied about something, but what she said in the grand scheme of things, people are going through it. I feel like people who lie about people, about like, okay, someone sexually assaulted you and they lie about the SAG, you lie about it. I feel like there should be a sense of judgment for that person as well. You should go to jail.
But how do we come out in the first
Yes,
place
you
and
should
come
go to
and
jail for
lie
you should go to jail for lying
for
about
lying?
something like that. To be honest, that's my own, yeah, that's my own purview. That's my point of view. Like, why lie about something that serious? Why lie about, because there are people going through those kind of stuff and they cannot even say it because of fear of judgment or how people will perceive it. But you are audacious enough to go and lie about it to put someone else in problem. Somebody that does not even know anything about it. But when we look at it, the grand scheme of things, people's response to the initial post is crazy. Of course, a lot of people came out to support her, but we have people saying that defending, yes, defending the acts, defending the act of essay, like defending that kind of acts, like women are this, women are this, women are that. For you to tell that there are some people who are even conflicted about the situation, come online and see something like that. Maybe kids who are just trying to, develop their own identity, develop their character, trying to still having a grasp on, okay, what's good, wrong, or right. And they come online and see people defending, and it's not only men, because people will go like, oh, it's only men. There are men and women that are defending those kind of actions. So when people consume that, it forms, it does something to their brain chemistry, and at the end of the day, they end up being, falling into a category whereby they either don't want to talk about it, or they talk about something really sinister about it to influence other people and make other people fear social media, or fear of coming out, or fear what they want to say. So I'm just going to wrap it up with one more question. How many minutes do we have left? Okay, we still have 7 minutes. I'm just going to wrap it up with a few more questions, because when we look at it, fear is a huge topic that we can talk for months on end, and it will not exhaust it. But I just want to hit on a few of this stuff here, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah. So question here is, what are some common fears children experience?
I feel like fear instilled in them by their parents.
When you look at it, childhood fears often feel simpler than adult fears. So when you look at children, they are very, we made mention of it earlier, they are very audacious. When you say, okay, don't touch that hot spot, they'll be like, for you to say I should not touch it, I want to touch it.
You
Like,
know
I want
my
to
own fear
experience
when I
it.
was small.
What?
Fear of going to school.
Fear of going to school. Why was your fear of going to school?
Because I was so small and I'm like,
We're bullied.
I was bullied then. Even my teachers, just because I was the smallest, if they now want to beat me, they will not carry me like this because I was so easy to carry. So I'm always afraid. Even my mom was not like, she would go to school and be like, see, she cannot assimilate anything. We keep treating her like this. This girl is so tiny. Please beat her. I'm not saying you shouldn't beat her, but like, slow down on how you treat her or anything. My mom still went ahead and still employ a teacher lesson for us. Whenever our teacher lesson is around like this, all this bed we use then, all this Paco bed, I would not run under the bed like this, under the bed. I would not be crying, telling my mom, me enjoy me, she lesson, enjoy me, because they will still beat me. So whenever they beat me like this, I will not understand anything. Just me seeing the teacher sitting in front of me, like I will just be sweating, shaking. I will not assimilate anything. Not until my mom now changed my own teacher lesson. He was so calm. Not like he doesn't beat me, oh, he do beat me, but not every time shouting, shouting. That was when I started understanding. If I do anything like this, he will not be beating me. Who was there? I said, she writes A, I'll just be shaking, be crying. My mom will go explain to them. See, my mom will teach me my own work like this. Like I will relate with her, I will understand. Let me go back to school. Me entering our gate like this, it's over. So that was my fears. Me fear of, I don't know, should I call it bully?
Yeah, you are being bullied. It's not as if you call it bully. You were being bullied. You were small and people were picking on you for that. That's bullying. That's crazy. How do you think it affected you as
I didn't understand anything during those periods without that my second home teacher. I didn't understand. I was a dullard then. I didn't understand a dime. Like I was just like, just be looking. If she just call my name, Fumina say this, I'll just start crying. Without them touching me, I'll just start crying.
What about you, Khadija?
I don't know. When I was small, I don't think I used to fear anything at that time because yes, I wasn't scared of anything. But now I'm scared. I'm scared of any animal that has wings.
Animal that has wings, like chicken.
Chicken.
You're scared of chicken.
See, no matter how small it wants to be, I'm scared of it. Like if a chicken is there like that.
watch
I think it's my own response to one trauma like that.
But you can't tell. You can't remember.
I can actually remember I went to my neighbor's house and there was nobody at home. I think that species of fowl has gone extinct because I've never seen it since that time. It has this ash and white feather. It's just
Peacock.
It's not peacock. It's hen.
Hen.
Ah.
Yeah, white and
Yeah,
I know those
oh my
hen.
God.
Those ones were built
Oh
different.
my God.
They were built to
I just went
torment.
to their house and nobody was there. And that time I can remember vividly that I used to even carry fowl. I used to play with them. That time I went to their house and the fowl just attacked me. Since then,
Is it a male fowl?
mother hen.
Oh.
They used to have male one too. They'll have
Yes, that male one. Yes,
Since
that
then,
male one.
I'm scared of, but I eat it fine. I eat just fine.
You won't eat it scared.
But
I actually had my incidents with chicken too when I was growing up. When I was young, there was a time like where we traveled to Ibadan. My grandma was still alive. May her soul rest in peace. Continue to rest in peace. She was still alive then. So she went to the farm. The children were at home. Were playing. So I don't know who started that stupid game that we are chasing these chickens around the house. So we're chasing them. Everybody was happy. Everybody was playing. That's how everybody went this way. And also one that entered one corner, and I thought I was the champion. And I followed like the chicken now got to the end, dead end. And I realized there was no way for it to go. It just turned around like, it's me and you today, girl. Me and you today, baby girl. It flew. I was now screaming. I was screaming. Nobody came to my aid though. Nobody came. All the other children that were chasing chicken, everybody ran away. They left me and the chicken to battle. It was battle. So I feel like, but that did not really traumatize me as a kid. Maybe it shook me up, but did not really traumatize me as a kid. For my own, I think there are lags in my memories as a child. Not lags, like there are some instances in my memories that I remember too well. I remember vividly, and there's some instances in my memory that I can't really remember well. So, and I'm someone who, if something shocking or something really bad happens to me, I tend to forget after a while. Maybe something might now kickstart it, and I would remember again in the future. But for during those period of time, I just go into like shock and then just forget it. So it happens. It happens to me.
something about me, there's something about me. I imagine fear. So when that thing just naturally happens, I don't get scared of it anymore. Like I can imagine that I'm in a very dark room and I can see my dad is dead, may so rest in peace. And you'd be very scared if somebody just appears to you in the dark like that. And I'm just imagining that what if somebody comes to me and like I imagine fear a lot. Sometimes I might just be in a very dark room and I'm like, oh, somebody's coming, like a very bizarre creature is coming, and I'm already thinking in my head, how can I attack this creature? So when something like that now happens in real life, it doesn't really scare me because I've thought about it in my head. That's just my own distinctive fear.
I think my own fear now is more like, what if, because I want to believe that I'm a very hard worker. I have dedicated a huge part of my life into owning my craft. I think most of the skills I learned is because of, I did not have enough funds to be able to, you know get that skills or hire that skills outside. Let's say, right, except writing has been the only one that has been with me ever since I was a child. But for tailoring, I learned tailoring because I couldn't afford like a lot of clothes, but I felt like some people used to buy Ankara, my mom used to buy Ankara material. I could make them myself, so it would cut the cost of buying the expensive clothes and all of that. I used to buy a lot of thrifts then, but I also like to just add the skill to, it's not bad, and I can sell as well to make money. I think for photography and videography, it started out as a hobby, but I had to learn the skill because I felt like I could earn from it as well. So, and I could tell stories better as well. So I put in a lot of work to my crafts, photography, videography, writing, sewing, doing this and doing that. And my fear is like, what will all of that amount to at the end? Do you get? Because right now, nothing is really, there's no big moves that are happening. I'm doing the best I can, I'm trying my best, but there's no big move that is happening. Then, with all of these things I've learned, so what if they don't amount, do you understand, to what I want at the end of the day? So, my fear used to be that it still is in a kind of way, but I think I've got to learn to accept the process. I've got to learn to, like, every single day, to find blessings in every single thing I do. So even I'm making a dress, I just know that okay, it's going to come out well, it's going to come out fine. I just try to accept those little things. The people I'm working with, yes, have a positive mindset. The people it's tough to have a positive mindset. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you want to go crazy because you feel like everything you are doing is not amounting to people are not buying, clients are not coming in, you have mouths to feed, you have this to do, you have that to do, you envision yourself to be a great person, you have bills to pay, you have debt to repay. So all of those things are just like, they weigh down on your subconscious. Like with all these talents and all these skills you have, what are you doing? Or what is it going to bring you? What is it going to fetch you? So I've just learned to like have my peace of mind even as I go. And I'm a Muslim, so I just leave everything in the hands of God. Because basically, what can I do? Right? Like my action is just like very small compared to what God has in store for me. So I just tend to do the best I can and just accept whatever comes with it. So if I, let's say, do an action now, I just accept that at least I'm the one that did it. So whatever comes from it, I'm just going to accept it like that. So acceptance gives me more of a peace of mind moving forward. Doesn't mean I'm not still scared, doesn't mean I don't still think about it, because after all, I'm human. There's no human in this life that doesn't want to be successful, that doesn't want to have that financial freedom or financial stability, that doesn't, I put in the work, I want to serve my clients, I still want to be wealthy, I want to have this and I want to have that. There's no human that would not want that in the long run, or will not have at least a goal they are pursuing. But the acceptance that comes with each step is what just grounds me from time to time. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So I just want to wrap it up with one last question. So the last question here is, what message would you give to someone who feels completely stuck because of fear? Fear is normal. There's nobody that is going to be on this planet Earth that would not feel a sense of fear at one point in time. It's your mind's natural instinct to defend you and to keep you protected. So fear is natural. So if you watch our last podcast, the guest Dare Medewashe said, don't let your fear freeze you. So your fear becomes a problem when it freezes you. It stops you from achieving what you need to achieve. So what I will say is it that business you want to start? Start. What could go wrong? A lot of things could go wrong, but right now things are going wrong either ways. So why not just start and let things go wrong rather than not doing anything while things are going wrong? At least put in the action. Why are you having a premonition of things might go wrong when you've not even started? The only way you can see for certain things are going wrong is if at least you've done something about it. So if there is a sticky situation, look at it, assess it, and try to unstick yourself out of it. Basically, you need confidence, you need courage. Fear is normal. Everybody is facing it. I'm facing it. Fumi is facing it. Khadija is facing it. Our parents, our forefathers, everybody has faced fear at a certain point in time of their lives. The point is, you don't stop. You keep living regardless. So the moment you stop living, the moment you stop is when every other thing stops around you. And that fear is going to constrict you, choke you. And when you are unable to channel that, you start using that to diminish other person's life. So the hate you give, if you have hate in you, there's nothing else you have to give aside hate, because fear breeds resentment. If you are unable to, put yourself in opportunities or situations where you are positive or get positive energy, it breeds resentment, it breeds low self-esteem, it breeds, even your mental health depreciates, it deteriorates over time if you are in a constant state of panic, if you are in a constant state of fear, and if you can't see the good in everything. The fact that you are alive, the fact you are here, the fact you are listening to this podcast, is fact that you are actually trying to, make one or two things work. It is fact, it is proof that you are here and alive. Things are tough, and things are tough for everybody. But do you know what is easy? Do you know what is easy? What is easy is that you have your life. The fact that you have your life is easy for you to take that life and do whatever it is you want to do with it. So guys, don't let fear freeze you. Don't let fear take away from the time you have to spend on this earth doing something worthwhile for you, for the people you love, for the people you care about, even for yourself. I told somebody something one day. I said, the fact that you are doing something for yourself, the fact that you don't let fear stop you, the fact that you are taking good care of your health, the fact that you are taking good care of your mental health, the fact that you are doing one project or the other, is not only benefiting you. Do you know how many people are looking at you and just feeling joy from the fact that you are existing, the fact that you are working towards something, the fact that you have a service to provide, the fact that you actually stand as something they aspire to be. So don't let fear freeze you. It's easier said than done, but we can take it one step at a time, one day at a time. And the best way you can, get rid of fear is if you put the goal at the top of your mind and go for it. Do it afraid. See, you're scared to start that business. It's a good sign. Do it afraid. Take your fear as positives. Take your fear as your body defending you, and now take that as an armor and go forward. Don't go backward or stand still. So I think we should end it here. Okay guys, I want to talk to you about Great Productions Limited. Great Productions Limited is a creative production company that offers photography, videography, and creative writing services. Photography for events, portraits, food, products, corporate, commercial, real estate, videography for films, documentary events, whatever creative project you want to get your hands on, Great Productions Limited is here to help you do just that. So what are you waiting for? The contact is floating on the screen right now, and it's also in the description down below. So get started with Great for all your creative production need. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and put on the notification bell so you can get updates for me. Do it afraid, whatever it is you want to do, your business, your creative projects, even if it's that self-care journey you want to go on, skincare journey you want to go on, and you're scared of what the outcome might be, do it afraid, because at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your time, and you matter. So stay blessed, and see you in the next episode.